Hey, everybody, and welcome again to Wish You Were Beer, a weekly live beer review show where we'll taste beer for sometimes the first time, sometimes the 90th time, but we'll at least taste it and give you our thoughts on what it tastes like. If you go into the About section, you can like, subscribe, and all the other stuff that the TikTok kids are talking about.
I don't think that's what they talk about on there.
It is.
Tap
It is.
that.
I think it's a lot of dancing.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of DMs about tapping that, and I don't know where it's coming from.
Interesting, because you don't have social media.
True story. That's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
But if you go down in the comment section, that has a link to all of our jazz. So it's got our website, it's got our Instagram, it's got our Untappd handles, it's got our Beer Drop link, which you can get $10 off a delivery from Beer Drop, and we would as well. As always, if you log into your YouTube, you can comment along with us. So you can chat with us in the box or drink a beer and tell us what beer you're drinking. Or
Just talk to us. Someone talk to us.
Yeah. Also tell us where you're from so we can stalk you.
I mean, that's kind of private information. You don't have to tell us where you're from. That's fine. You can
Social Security. We're going to need it.
Right.
Credit card.
Nice.
This is why we have two viewers. Right there.
First dog you had. So, no, but that being said, as always, I am Daniel. This is my equal partner in crime, Tiffany. And the beautiful, sort of bearded man, but kind of blends into a shirt is Phil.
Oh, it's dark here today. How's it going?
Where are you?
I don't know anymore. I honestly don't. I'm no longer on the moon. I'm all thrown off. But in reality, I am in Texas, sadly. I'm in Texas.
You finally get to visit the place for the senator that you voted for. That is nice.
It's so nice. It's why
It was a write-in.
Yeah. But yeah, I am in Texas. I am going to hit up some places around here if possible. There's like some really local breweries. I'm in a small town in Texas, so it's slim pickings. There's about 2 though nearby, so I'm gonna try those out for sure.
Well, you know that's our jam. Find
yeah.
whatever the smallest one is you can find and just get shit housed in it. Try all their beers is all I meant by that.
Well, that is my jam. How many flights do we need to get all of it?
Oh, flights are a good idea. I normally just order a pint of everything and just drink all of them. Is that not what you're supposed to do? Am I wrong? Oh.
You're doing it all wrong, Phil. I thought I'd not do better.
Super right.
There's the reason
you know me perfectly to know that is what I would do.
I was going to say, there's a reason that you and I are friends for a long time. I think we drink similarly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I can't even.
I'm sorry. What's on your? Did you get married?
Mm-hmm.
On your old? Oh,
I did.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great little thing. I was. I'm going to save it though because it kind of coincides with my Wish You Were Beer, of course.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So I'll save it for there. So for those people watching, you're going to have to stick around.
For those
it's
people
a good story.
Our normal flow of the show. Calm down.
Get excited. This is going to be in part 3 of the show to find out where this came from and why it happened.
I already have so many theories.
Oh, I know you do. And they're all wrong because I know where your brain goes.
That's our Wednesday conspiracy theory show.
What are you guys drinking right now, by the way?
What are you drinking?
The same thing as you.
Oh, did you? Okay. So this is a 21st Amendment beer. They're somewhat local to our area. It's called Moon Boots, and it was one of the ones that they put out with Women's Month or
I do have the can. Hold on.
Yeah, there's an actual a better name. I'm sorry. But it's all female brewers, and the whole idea was to pitch a bunch of beers that are going to change.
Oh, that light is terrible.
To change the industry on how females are brewing beer.
Moon Boots.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a strawberry IPA.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's
that
really
strong. So wrong, and it's nice that it went right.
Yes.
True story. There's no tart to it at all. It's definitely an IPA, but just has a great strawberry feel to it.
So it's similar to the Warhead one. Is what you mean?
It's like the Warhead one, but 3.75 more stars.
You mean bottle caps?
Bottle caps. I'm sorry. Back at me again. 3.25 stars. I'm sorry, Christina Aguilera. That's a old reference. I'm sorry.
Are we doing old references again? Because last week that went over so well.
This one was way older.
All right, fine.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Planet Juice.
Okay.
It's from Gnarly Barley. I got this while I was in Louisiana. I had 2 of their beers without meaning to have 2 of their beers. You know me, I'm a can guy. Saw the can. I was in this.
Where it came from?
Didn't pay any attention. Just got it. But it had been the beer from the place I had a beer from the day before at a bar. So I was like, oh, this is great. They're both delicious. And now I love this brewery because I've had 2 randomly and they're fantastic.
And their can art's great.
Yeah, their can art's great. But here's the thing. So I was at a liquor store in Louisiana and I was getting really frustrated because I was in their beer section and it was just all fruit and sour. Yeah. Everything.
There's a lot of that right now, though.
Yeah, I just couldn't get over it.
That's a summer thing as well.
I guess, but it's like the smoothie beers that are out now. That was a big thing. I just couldn't get myself to touch them, and I found this one. So I touched that one.
Sold.
And sold.
As a general rule of thumb, when in the liquor store, you should refrain from touching.
We do liquor stores differently.
Yes, we do. And just a quick fact here: Raven-Symoné wasn't hanging with Mr. Cooper. So, putting that out there.
Interesting.
We're not going to go into it.
No, we're not. I mean, we'll go into it on our Hanging with Mr. Cooper Wednesday night podcast. But.
Wednesday at 1:15 to 1:27 in the morning.
Exactly. It just cuts out.
So, the real question is not what are we doing this week, because I know what we're doing this week, but I'm also excited for this because this is our first dark beer, correct?
Yeah.
We haven't done a stout or a porter yet, right?
A real dark one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Me too. I mean, no, most people don't have them in the summer. This beer is actually not available in the summer.
We already did a.
But I figured let's just keep doing
Thanksgiving ale in June.
It get people excited for the fall, Like now they're gonna start thinking about it.
Well, yeah, I think.
Joey.
So we did reach out to Dolly Parton. She has yet to respond.
Yep.
Oh no, she's waiting in the waiting room. You guys didn't know that?
Oh God, that would be amazing. If I saw her pop up in this little waiting room, I would shit 100 bricks. I would just. I'm not a starstruck person, but if Dolly Parton showed up in this show, I would freak out.
Yeah, I tagged her on Instagram and I screenshotted it and I sent it to both them and I was like, shoot your shot.
Shoot it.
And I was super oh my God, what would even happen if she even if she said no, but she responded to me, or I guess us, because it was the show.
Or even if just her people liked it. Would have been
right.
Yeah.
You don't think she runs her own account?
I immediately was like, I can't even. I basically would have died.
I 100% would have as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said,
she's not here.
I know.
Okay.
Well, she's not here. I mean, she may be.
She's in the waiting room. She's not here. Right. She's
got her own digital green room somehow. I don't know. So I, like most weeks, just do a lot of the grunt labor of talking, but did zero research on anything on this beer. Where the hell is Bentwater?
It's Lynn, Massachusetts.
Oh, it's a Massachusetts beer.
It is.
Wait, did you pick this one up before? Is this one of the ones
I did. This is still part of the batch of my randomly picking beers up. Clearly, I was in the beers that were going to be going bad soon section when I picked up. So I got the Thanksgiving. I got the Jolene.
Yeah.
So I think that I don't know where I was in the section of the liquor store, but this is the last of them from that random grab.
I love it.
Does it have a Best Buy date on it? I don't know.
Should we check that?
I didn't look.
No, let's not look at that.
I mean, it's a porter, so you can let a porter sit at room temperature and be fine for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, but this one comes out of Lynn, which is an area I grew up in, so not in Lynn.
I thought Hamilton was your town.
Yeah, and now everyone gets that. Why am I not Lynn? No, Hamilton is very different than Lynn. But I'm
Way less
excited.
worried.
I'm excited because if a brewery is going to come out of somewhere, Lynn's a great place for it to come out of. This brewery is in a cool spot. It's got a great view. I haven't been to it yet because it's actually fairly new. It came out after I left. So, but I always like hearing about breweries that open up kind of close to home. So
yeah,
I'm excited about this one, and I'm excited to learn some history and facts about it. You guys?
Do we have history and facts?
We have a few. I had a week.
How dare you disrespect the history and facts?
This is not the first time, and we had discussed making this a shorter episode. So I was just doing my part.
Oh, I love the idea that we're going to keep it like, I didn't slack all week. I just was going with what we discussed.
Please, didn't slack. If anything, when I am slacking, it's because I'm doing something for the show. I'm slacking on regular things. For all of my colleagues who may watch this, I was working. Obviously, I didn't spend any time on this show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag. Give me some facts.
Give me some money. Vero took another picture for us that blew all of my photos out of the water. So here it is. It's fantastic.
Guitar's out of tune, but continue.
How do you know that?
Oh, look at that. It's fine. Continue. Vero, tune your guitar, please. Next.
Okay. True or false?
Wait, we skipped right over facts?
We did the food.
You didn't give me a single
We
fact
already
yet.
did it.
It's from Lynn, Massachusetts.
Okay, that's it.
And then, no, because we have now transitioned to the questions are kind of the history and facts, right,
Yes.
Tiffany? I'm on board here.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Phil. One of us has been paying attention.
We learn as we go with the trivia.
This is a way for it to be structured so I don't just start rambling because that is my least favorite pop-up.
That's my favorite.
It hasn't been played in a long time.
Well, we keep this shit up while the question's up. We'll see.
All right, tell us. What is this? What are we
True
doing?
or false? Originally, Bentwater Brewing was using a 15 BBL system and is now operating using a 30 BBL system.
I don't even know what a BBL is.
That's the next question.
You're going to do awful on the next one.
God. Obviously a bourbon barrel log.
I would think maybe it's how big the barrel is if I'm going to go somewhere with this, because I would think that they started using something smaller and
Sure.
now it's gotten bigger. So I don't think it's the amount of barrels. I'm thinking it's if barrels are even what the BBL stands for.
Yeah, exactly. Don't put the cart before the horse there. It could just be
No, just pick one. Is it
could
true
just
or
be a
false?
big blue lagoon for all we know.
I mean, I'm going to go with true because I think they've grown and I think you probably would need more for whatever this means.
Or they've gotten more efficient and they really actually need less.
Ooh.
I'm going false just because Vero said true. Now you said true. I'm going false.
Well, you're wrong.
Of course. God.
You always go with Vero. She studies.
I know. I think my goal is to actually always go against Vero. I'm the stupidest person in here.
Well, I mean, don't try
Don't
too
get out
hard.
of hand. Yeah.
I mean, Charlie is right here, but the dog.
So it is true. They
it's
doubled
true.
it,
They have doubled in size as far as their production quantities go.
which is the next question about the big blue lagoon.
What
Yes.
does it stand for?
Blue barrel, beer barrel,
If it's
or-
blue barrel, I
or
quit.
booze barrel.
I want it to be blue barrel because I'm going blue barrel. It's obviously not blue barrel, but let's not.
I mean, you never know. Tiffany gets real sneaky with these.
This one it is pornography.
Oh, Gabriel.
Good Lord, Gabriel. Stay off the Pokemon.
So this is one of the few things that I actually read about because I was like, what the fuck does this mean? And I
Right.
couldn't find what the second B stood for.
Hmm.
So as of now, everyone refers to BBL as just barrel.
Okay.
Originally, It was in the late 1800s when oil production was starting up. They didn't have a consistent barrel size for oil. And so when people were buying oil, they wanted to make sure they had the same size as the next guy if they're spending the same price. So they created a blue barrel that was 42 gallons. Hold on. They created a blue barrel for oil, and so the blue ones were the 42 BBLs.
Damn it.
For beer, it is actually a 31-gallon barrel. So people have said that it either stood for barrel, or people have said it stands for beer barrel. But originally, the BBL was, from what I could find, had to do with oil and had to do with blue barrel. So technically, the first three are correct. It depends on what you're talking about.
Everybody gets a trophy. We're all right.
I didn't wait for anyone to tell me what the answer was. I was very excited. This is one thing that I knew about, so I apologize. But I'm really tired, so let's move this shit along. I will consistently yawn throughout the course of this.
Okay.
What if Dolly Parton is watching? I need you to be on your best shit.
She's in the waiting room watching. Oh, she left. She's gone.
She's gone.
She's like, these three don't take this seriously. I'm gonna have to. I'm checking out. Wait,
she's
so
like, you didn't get a chance to answer. So all of the first three. Booze barrel was just another B word that sounded like it might be accurate, but it's not.
So when they upgraded to the 30, it doesn't really mean anything except it's more, right?
So they're cranking out more production.
Right. Actually, I have some calculations of how many.
I love calculations. You know me so well. Continue.
Yeah. Can you put it in a spreadsheet for me?
Yeah,
I could,
please.
I could create some it goes from one sheet with the it's fine. I'm tired. I don't want to work right now. It's what is wrong with me?
I'm ready for you. Go ahead.
This is the show we should pitch to everyone else when we pitch for them to come on a show.
Here's one of our co-hosts too tired to function.
She did no research about the brewery.
Exhausted talking about spreadsheets. You know what? Never mind.
Look, we're just going to go back to talking about hanging with Mr. Cooper in a minute, because I could talk about that for a while.
Okay, so back to the calculations that everyone loves.
Yeah.
So 1 barrel equals 2 half-barrel kegs. It also equals 13.777778 cases, 31 gallons, 55.111116 packs, 62 growlers. Anyway, it's basically 330 and some change beers.
Interesting. And that's 1 barrel.
Yes.
Interesting.
So if they're doing 30 barrels, that's a lot of beer.
Cranking out production. So they're canning really heavily then. Because obviously the brewery's not cranking out 62 growlers worth of beer a day or anything like that's all canned.
I do believe that they considered themselves a nano brewery.
Still?
Yeah, but that is still less than 15,000 barrels a year, and 75% or more of it needs to be sold off-site, so canning makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
They're growing big time, which is nice to see.
Yeah, so since they opened, they've doubled their production.
Yeah. Very cool. Can't more than that.
That's the only facts I know. Oh, I do know this one too. So I will let you answer though. When was Jolene first released?
The song or the beer?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say I don't know the song.
We're specifically discussing the beer.
Can we bring Dolly in for this one? Or
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 2018. That's when that song came out, right?
I wish I would have thought ahead. I would have told Brau I need you to dress up. And Brau, I would have needed you to come in.
That would have been very.
This is Dolly Parton.
Yes. I'm gonna go with D, 2018. Okay. That'd be 3 years worth of production. I assume with this one, it may be one of their mainstays or like their OGs. Well, Josh has not paid attention at all tonight.
I think he's talking about.
He's talking about the song.
Yeah, which is great that he knows that. But it's
now,
if it's right
on his damn computer.
It happened fast.
Control T.
Control D.
Jolene, here.
I'm going to go with B because I'm pretty sure this is one of their early ones, but I don't remember when they started. But I'm thinking it's somewhere around there. Somewhere around 4 years, Oh, wait. All 4 are 4 years apart. Okay. I'm going with B anyways.
All right. I don't know if anyone else is answering.
Vera
Yes.
would be
Okay. Josh Hendricks doesn't care.
1974. He already
1974.
Thanks for playing along.
He's the only one who got it
I put so much effort into this. It is 2016. February, specifically, of 2016.
It's a porter, so that makes good sense.
Yes.
Why not drink it in July?
Anyway, it's a mainstay. It's every fall-ish.
So they do put it out every year, though?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fall, winter. So where does the name Jolene come from?
I'm worried that this one's a trick question.
A, Dolly Parton. B, the name of the brewer's wife. The owner's white buffalo. Or D, total coincidence on all accords.
I want this to be the White Buffalo so bad, I'm going with C.
Why would you do it as a porter if it was a white buffalo?
Exactly.
Because it's the white buffalo. It's the
Right.
girl that got away. It's
Right.
from Hot Tub Time Machine.
I was going to say more. I kind of also hope the White Buffalo is the brewer's wife. Trick question. B and C.
Well,
Yeah, because owner and brewer are the same person. Ooh.
Things get complicated in Massachusetts. Not that far from the old Western Virginia.
Lynn's not that big of a town.
I'm just going to go with A. I'm just going with
Everyone
A.
is going A. I'm the only one going with C. So stick with it.
Okay.
God damn it. I hate this game so much.
I just don't know why.
You have had 2 bad weeks, Daniel.
I just keep waiting for you to put some not so obvious questions in here.
I try to make
Of course, it's
easy.
Jolene from Dolly Parton's song. I thought you were
We're
trying to trick
drinking
me.
beer. This isn't supposed to be difficult. This is supposed to be like
Monopoly is difficult. This was way too
no,
easy.
Monopoly is time consuming. It's not difficult. It's a lot of, well, of course I don't want that. Try and reverse psychology, me, grandma.
How? Okay.
Not bitter about it at all.
Would you read the next question?
True or false? Bentwater's name comes from a nearby river which curves around the town it is located in.
I mean, I got some geography here for this.
I know. Phil, you go first.
That would. Well, I'll let everyone else answer. We'll just talk about hanging with Mr.
man.
Cooper for a second. No. It is false.
Of course it is. There's one river in Massachusetts, and it only goes through Boston.
It's Mystic River. We all saw it.
God. We've all seen the movie, Phil. Come down.
It is false. It has to do with water, and it actually molecularly bends at 4 degrees Celsius is, I believe, when it happens, both positive and negative. So, plus and then negative. But it bends a 104.4 degree angle. It's one of the few molecules that does it
Interesting.
when it bonds with hydrogen.
So the guy who started this must have kind of been a sciencey type to even think of that.
Well, I think a lot of these guys that are brewing beer, especially if they start out early in the game and there's not a lot of financial you're not running a brewery at this point, you're just brewing beer. I think there's so much research that goes into that. I know my brother was playing around with it for a while, and literally every day he would text me something, and he was like, "Oh my God, you know what I just figured out, or you know what I just learned about this because I tried this beer or tried to make this beer and it sucked, and here's why. I didn't do this. Here's how the yeast reacted with this." And
right. This is one of the reasons I'm like, no, home brewing's probably not for me.
yeah, I think it's a personality type that is interested in just solving these things and learning these things, and that's the reason they started.
Drinking.
Yeah. Well, you guys remember from our John Mallett episode where I told him about my homebrewing experience and how it was awful. So I think the hard part for homebrewing for me is you work on it and it takes months.
Sure.
And then you're like, oh, it's done. and then you like pour it and you're like, oh, this is garbage. And it took you like months.
There's literally dirt in it. Like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, I put in coffee beans. That's not dirt.
The one time we tried, we were like, it was over at Rich's house.
Yeah.
We were trying to like brew beer, and everyone had been drinking.
Strike one.
But at some point in time, the thermometer must have been wrong or something. We basically boiled out all of the alcohol.
So we waited for like a month to have this beer, and he texted everyone. He's like, well, it's garbage. We screwed up somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just water.
Yeah, well, he was like, it's just beer flavored water, but there's no beer to it.
Like, it's no duels.
0.0.
Those are all the rage right now, anyway. So maybe you were ahead of your time.
I've seen so many commercials for that recently, and I'm like, and it's just so like, my favorite one is the girl opening the fridge and drinking it. I'm like, girl, you're at home in the middle of the day. Just have a regular ass beer. No one's gonna do it. You're at home.
She's probably working. I don't drink while working, and I work here.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
That's a whole different show.
Listen, after 5 o'clock, I'm not charging the client. That's fine.
Is that it for history and facts? That's all we're learning, huh?
I think that's all I have.
I mean, I learned that water bent, and the only time I knew that, I thought it only happened with air, and it was a little small, bald child of Asian descent.
Mm.
The last airbender.
Was he the last one?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I was trying to figure out, like, at what temperature it bent at, or like, I was trying to figure out how this happened, right? Because It's been a very long time since I've done any sort of molecular chemistry. Like a real long time.
It's been 36 years for me.
Oh yeah, you're homeschooled.
Who does molecular chemistry and
I did.
doesn't get a job in it?
Daniel's too busy dancing with his mom at his homeschool prom. He's not doing molecular.
Not the only mom I was dancing with. It was. No,
but I, like in high school, I loved biology and I loved chemistry. I did very well in both of them. Probably should have gone into the sciences, but that's fine. It just seemed like a lot of work. So I didn't. But anyway, I was trying to figure out like how it worked, and I was like reading, like basically like, like high schools now have like a lot of their online stuff, and teachers will like post like all of their like work stuff. So it was like a slide deck from a teacher trying to explain like molecular structures. And I was like reading through it, and I was like, I'm getting nowhere, but this is very interesting. And I was like, and I need to do other things now. So the kids were needing food. I don't know, whatever.
You know what?
I lost track of where this story started.
We're needing to do other things.
Okay, so here's my question, Phil. You're a can art guy, and you swung by and grabbed this one?
Do you not like the can art?
I think it's kind of cool. It's like a record.
I didn't like it. I just don't know if in a row of other beers, this one jumped out.
Well, so, okay, that's fair. I will say I had known Bentwater prior to going in, so I knew to grab something from Bentwater. It was going to be what I'm hoping for is good, because their other stuff I've had is very good. So I think probably for me, initially it was seeing Bentwater. I was like, oh, it'd be fun to do this beer from Lynn. And then below that you see Jolene, and it's like, okay, let's do this, because that'll be good for the algorithm. For the grades. People if they see the word Jolene, they watch it.
Yeah, at least half of Tennessee.
So yeah, but as far as I like most of their can art. I think it's simple. Everything that they do is kind of, you can tell they have kind of like either one guy or gal or whatever doing it, and so I think it's all very similar. It's kind of it matches. They don't go crazy. They don't go out of their way, and then. So I think the can art's simple, but it's nice. It's definitely thought out. It's not just a thrown together thing.
I think that's fair. And like I said, I didn't dislike the can art. I just was curious as to why that one came out.
Well, because you see when I normally grab is like crazy weird shit. So to see me grab something a little simpler, but I also like the simple stuff.
But it didn't have a fish on it, so that was what sold you.
I would have bought 8 of these that had a fish on it. Let's just be honest, because I'm a big fish guy.
I have so many jokes for that alone. I'm gonna try this beer instead.
It's probably a good idea.
Smells really good.
It does smell good.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
Oh, it smells. It's got a real strong coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't drink that heavy on coffee though.
No. Slightly. Like
So-
in the back.
When I was reading I looked up.
You did do research. Look at you. I'm so proud of you.
No, you know I can't read. I went on Untappd and looked at pictures of what other people were doing and made some assumptions.
Okay.
No, but when I went on Untappd, I've been checking in the beer before the show, so we can throw the link up, and then I'll go back and edit it later with our actual or my review of it.
In my face.
And so I was reading like the flavor profile of it, and it was interesting because it did say that it had a lot of coffee and chocolate notes, but it also said that it had like some fruit notes to it, which is weird for a porter.
Well, no, porters are, for me,
Not
they're
like
usually
this.
sweeter and
They're always
stouts.
sweet.
And stouts are usually like a more, like, I guess, dry. Like, it doesn't have the sweet note to it,
Well,
whereas
see, this
porter
one,
does.
This one, the way that they listed it was coffee, chocolate, fruit, dry finish.
So what fruit?
It is a dry finish, though. I will say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I'll be honest. Like prior, I would have not really. I wondered kind of what dry finish was, but now drinking this, I'm like, yep, that's a dry finish.
Yeah. Does your mouth continue watering, or is it just tasting it?
Just
I guess-
tasting. Yeah.
Right, you just taste it. It's not like mouth watering. No mouthfeel.
Please
There's no mouthfeel.
don't get me started.
Big mouthfeel guy over here. This has none.
Obviously, check your grinder. No, so this is good though.
It's
Well,
very good.
My thing with porters and stouts, though, this is where I always struggle with them because much like which one was it? The tamarind beer we had, where like initially you were like, "Ooh, that's funky and weird and kind of cool," and then like halfway through
it
it,
wasn't a stout.
you were like, "I don't like this
Oh, it
anymore."
was a Belgian double.
No, but I'm saying that's my thing with porters and stouts usually. Usually on the front end, I always like a porter and a stout, and somewhere in between or towards the end of it, there's always something that comes up that I didn't recognize when I first tried it. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So like usually I'm like here before I decide on like a porter or a stout. So I'm gonna get there really quick.
Yeah. Drink up.
So for me, I have never found until now. I have never found a porter that I like, and I think because this one has that dry stout.
Yeah, because you're more of a stout person.
Right.
Yeah,
So if I'm gonna do a dark beer, it's almost always a stout. And if I have the choice between like an imperial stout or a like milk stout, it's almost always a milk stout.
Mhm.
But I like that this one's got it's not like an overpowering coffee flavor, and it's not like it's a lasting taste, but it's in the same like vein of like when I drink black coffee, like after a while I can still taste the black coffee.
Sure.
Like it's got that bitterness to it.
Yeah, I was going to say the same kind of. If you like drinking black coffee, I think this is the beer for you.
Yeah, perfect. I agree.
It literally tastes. It has very much like a black coffee taste, almost like it's the evening black coffee.
Thank God I was yawning. I hope this has some caffeine in it because I'm
Evening coffee is my favorite.
not
too.
gonna make it.
Nothing makes me feel like an old person having a dinner party than to like put on a pot of coffee at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so I can drive home safely.
Everybody wants some coffee. Yeah, exactly. Because we might be, just throwing back Maker's Mark all evening if it's an old person get together.
I do decaf coffee. I might make some later.
Don't say the word decaf and coffee. That's not.
No, it's good.
They don't belong together.
It's very good.
So I still like it. I'm almost halfway through it now.
Yep.
I think the black coffee reference is pretty much as perfect as it gets for describing this.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was really.
I can't find anything else from it that would make more sense than that.
I still can't figure out what the fruit is though.
Yeah, because
Like it's got a slight sweetness to it, but I don't know. Like I immediately was like cherry, but it's not a cherry.
they definitely listed it as like a fruit, like somewhere in the middle. I can't place it either.
It's weird because it leaves your mouth feeling like you have drank coffee too.
Yep.
So it's like, I guess you could, like you almost have coffee breath after drinking this beer. It's very strange.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
I didn't breathe out.
Along with, yeah, sure. You didn't breathe out. She's like Clinton. No, that was inhale. Never mind.
So that's our conclusion with this beer. Is that if you like black coffee, this is definitely a beer you will love.
I'm okay with that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And I could drink.
It is. So that's one of the other things that they said was like a cashew or something like that. Which I could definitely see that as well.
Yeah, that got brought up in some of the untappd reviews we will go over in a minute. But first, we have to go over our own reviews.
Oh, that's true. I forgot all about that.
The most important part of this show, which everyone follows us on Untappd and finds out what we rate this.
I hope people follow me on Untappd so they can just see what a wild animal I am.
Well, our crazy weekend.
Who went first last week?
I don't remember, so I'll go.
Okay, that works.
From a porter standpoint, and again, that's usually my thing.
That's my thing, and you've stolen it.
Correct. Won't be the first nor the last time.
Much like my virginity.
Wait till I wear this shirt next week. Was your thing? Now it's mine. I'm gonna go with 3.75.
Okay, not gonna cross that 4.
No. There's, and that may just be a little bit of. I don't drink a heavy amount of porters or stouts in general. I've had a couple of stouts that I've gone over 4 for, but it's not my favorite style. So, but to 3.75 means it's probably one of the better porters I've had, even though it's not my favorite style.
So you're just bringing down the whole brewery score because you just don't drink porters that often.
I mean,
You're the guy that checks it in and is like, I hate porters, but I purchased it anyway. Here I am. It's a 1. Like,
Yeah.
just like that, man.
we're really gonna have this conversation right now. We're gonna do this live on I assume television. Okay. Well, let's talk about this. Do you think I'm worried about bringing down the brewery that doubled in size? The one that didn't reach back out to us after we've been pitching their beer for a week plus?
They did start following us on Untappd.
Great.
And to be honest,
Well,
I
good
don't,
news. My shit just changed to 2.75. If I'm going to crash this brewery, I'm bringing her down.
No, I also,
No, because you can't edit. You can't edit. Already said it.
Haven't checked it in yet, though.
But we have you on camera.
No, but 3.75, though. And again, for a porter, for me, personally, these are my own opinions and views on porters. They do not reflect the view of the brewery, the brewer, his white buffalo, or his wife Jolene. Did I get all of those right?
Yeah. Nailed it.
3.75.
Okay.
I'm going to do that now while you go.
Me?
Yeah, correct.
I'm still thinking.
Wow.
All right, I will go then. I'll jump in.
Mary and Charles.
So I'm a huge black coffee fan. It's how I drink coffee every day. So for me, I'm actually going to go a 4.25 with this.
Okay.
Which I originally set at 4, but I went, you know what? If I was going to have another porter, because I don't drink a lot of them, this one would make me happy. This one I would drink again, and I wouldn't be upset about. Like, if I had to drink a porter, give me this porter. I'm good. I'm happy.
Interesting.
Whereas, like, if there was another option, I might not choose it because if it's bad, I'm not going to, like, there's, I'm not going to drink a lot of porters. So if I am going to drink one, I want to drink one that I really like, and I really like this one.
So that's interesting that you were going between the 4 and the 4.25 because I was doing the same. Because same thing, I don't drink a lot of porters. I do like this one being coffee.
Yeah.
And like I said, porters are usually like a sweeter, almost heavier, and typically in my experience, they're almost more boozy. This one isn't like a boozy flavor or even a smell, which helps because I don't need college flashbacks.
Fair.
So I like this one, and I have been like babysitting it, but I think that if I was gonna have a second, it wouldn't be bad. Like I wouldn't like be like, oh God, a second one. I think I could drink a second. Yeah.
I know what you mean though.
Yeah, like so I think I'm gonna go with a 4.25 as well. which
Ooh.
is a very high score for me.
That is.
But once again, I'm rating it against the other porters that I've had, and I have yet to have a porter that I like.
Fair.
So
Does that
like,
put us at 4.25, or does it put us at the 4? Right? Isn't normal? It's
Doesn't put us at a 4, 3.75, 4.25, and 4.
no,
no. I gave it a 4.25 as well, so I think we're at 4.25.
No, you know I can't.
We want Rochambeau for it.
I'm just gonna do it because we haven't given a beer this high of a score in a while. So, and I think it is a 2 against.
Also, who is this Tiffany going over for? I know. It's the one that's really tired and yawning through the entire show, and this ended up tasting like black coffee. That's who this Tiffany is.
It got a 4.25 out of proximity at this point. Give me coffee. Coffee is
great. I'll have some.
Coffee's our Thursday night show.
But I think the 5.4 ABV helps with that because you were talking about the booziness and
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I could drink 2 of these easily.
Correct.
I don't know about easily, but I could drink 2. But yeah, no. Pretty much anything that is like on the darker spectrum of beers, so stouts and porters, for the most part, they are usually a much higher ABV, and they're very easy to go boozy.
Yep.
Which is why my stouts, I usually try and stick with the milk stouts because it helps cut that booziness.
Sure.
But not boozy, low ABV. Basically, it's just black coffee. I'm still hoping that there's a little bit of caffeine in here, to be honest.
There's not.
I'm going to message Bedwater again.
Here's my question.
I don't think I messaged them.
How'd the other kids on the internet feel about it?
Well, Vera
So,
7.5.
I know.
Oh.
No.
The ones that rated it on Untappd already.
Correct.
Got it.
yes, so this is part of the show where we go through Untappd and we look at the reviews that other people have left of this beer. Let's find out what some other people have said.
And apparently they're very angry about it and yelling and screaming.
Very angry. Those are the new sound effects.
Cash you!
The new sound effects I put in. I don't know. We might not keep it. I don't know. Maybe just for a few weeks.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
cashew for sure. I don't get any honey out of it. I haven't tasted this entire thing yet. Maybe I don't know anything.
They're sweet in the front.
It's sweet, but I don't think it's honey. And I don't think it's honey to finish because it is dry.
So this random person on Untappd doesn't know, I guess?
No, he's the beer rev.
No, so I think that they aren't wrong in the fact that in the beginning it's sweet. Phil going on mute. And then like you kind of taste the coffee and then it gets sweet in the end.
Oh, Jesus.
But it is dry. Anyway, I don't think they're wrong. I just don't know if it's necessarily honey, but there are notes of before or after.
This next review is my favorite because he just John Malleted us. Thanks, Ron B. A good beer, period. End of your review of a beer. In an amazing setting in old ironworks during the War of 1812, which was converted to a firehouse during I don't need to hear your goddamn World War II stories.
I think that's cool.
Of course you didn't go there.
Well,
Tell me how the beer is. This isn't Facebook.
I like to review. So my thing lately, which I apologize to anyone who follows me on Untappd, if you're looking for an actual review of the beer, it's usually very short and curt. The rest of it is whatever is happening, and it's my favorite.
It's the slide of Tiffany with all of us looking the other direction and saying, yeah, "Okay, moving along."
Nope.
But I mean, I think I picked this review just to see the view of the brewery, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt. I just didn't need the history.
Well, he said that this is the anchor.
Oh, is he not there? I don't know. I've never been there.
Also, that's the damn river, and you're like, I know geography.
It doesn't bend, though. It's practically a canal. There's concrete on both sides of it.
I thought he was at the brewery. I totally read that wrong. Doing great over here.
There could be a river, and I don't know. I didn't live there.
Well, now I don't know why I picked this one. Next.
Oh, I disagree.
So this Will A.
Excuse me, unpictured Will. Not pictured Will A.
shadow figure, Will.
Shadow figure.
So this is a person who, when they pick up a porter, they are expecting something outside of basic. They are expecting that, like the boozy or the just sweet
Chocolate peanut butter porter. Like,
right, like you're just
literally
expecting something like more.
Right, which is not the worst thing.
This is their flagship. They've been doing it since 2016,
Right.
which means that it needs to be something that it's easy to repeat. There's not like a lot of additives to it. And it's a clean thing that they can sell repeatedly
He
year to
doesn't
year.
know that. He didn't
And
go through their history.
Well,
facts.
you know what? Will a shadow figure? You should.
Will a shadow figure please come forward?
Please stand up.
Sorry.
Please stand up. That's what I think.
So mad at you.
Oh, this does not look like.
Thin and unflavorful, just like my ex-wife.
At least she was thin.
Also, is he in a hurricane? Look at that palm tree. Like, that's even windy for Florida.
Someone else disagrees.
So mad at you.
Stuart.
Stuart?
For he is, he's in Florida.
Hold on.
Pleasant, drinkable porter. I'm a fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, and that's the correct review, I think.
Good job, Jim.
Well done, Jim Dub.
Yeah. That's it.
No.
That's it for Untappd reviews. So most people I found on Untappd like the beer,
Yeah.
besides a few.
I think
Not that one.
God, that kid hates it. Quit giving that kid porters.
I know. I keep pouring it down his throat. He's not. No, I do not. Do
I
not.
do not
Whatever.
condone.
Do not
However,
give
there's
beer
the
to
word.
your children or your dog.
Unless they scream a lot, then just pour it down. No. This is why I don't have kids. Is that not how kids work?
It's exactly how kids work. My dad used to give me spoonfuls of liquor and sugar when I had a cough. It's like, just go to bed because I have to work tomorrow. Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. He'd never.
Oh, we were going on a random on his dad.
God, I wish you would have kept that one going just a little bit longer. Because he never sang that to me. It's like right as you cut it out.
So this is part of the show where we talk about something from our week that we wish was actually beer instead of what it is. So it's either because it's so good, I wish it was beer and I could drink it all up, or it's I wish it was beer so that it wasn't what it is. You can go either way. This week, Tiffany's first.
I have two.
Nope, stick to one.
Okay.
You got one.
I wish weekends not here were beer, because I can drink a beer all the time and it's enjoyable, but it's not as fun as adventuring outside of the area. So if any of you follow Daniel and or myself on Untappd, you noticed that we were all over the place. We went to the Poconos over the weekend, and we got to go to Long Tavern Brewing, which is your shirt. It's in Milford.
And we posted a video about it.
We did. It was a blast. Very rarely do we get like weekends off together. Not like off, but like away off. And
But you guys get off every weekend together.
Go back a couple of episodes and watch My Wish You Were Beer. Trust me, we get off.
Is that the one my mother responded to?
Correct.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Thanks. Okay. I wanted to remember about that. Your turn. That's it.
I mean, that was it?
Yeah, I could have gone into more. I also had to think about business cards being beer because I like beer and I hate making business cards. But that's fine.
You only get one. Save it for next week.
That's what I'm saying. Just keep it for next week and pretend like it just happened. You keep blowing your wad all in one show.
I just
like,
make things
I'll
up.
give you 4. And then next week you'll be like, I don't have anything. 4 last week.
All right. Business cards are next week. I'll go into more detail.
Go for it, Daniel. You're up.
Oh, this is very simple and childish. Childish at best. I wish the Rocket League tournaments were beer so that I could just fucking be good at them. Because I am great at drinking beer, but I cannot beat a fucking 11-year-old at Rocket League at either 6, 9, or 12 o'clock at night. And it is getting frustrating.
There's no way you're up at the 12 o'clock tournament.
I set an alarm, Phil. I'm going to win one goddamn tournament.
Are you just mad because I have the Season 3 tournament winner tag and you don't? Yeah.
Nothing hurts me more of the fact you've achieved something that I haven't.
And the fact that I come on and play with you and I just probably make it worse.
Fucking suck.
I don't know why you invite me anymore.
Hey,
but we'll talk more about that on our Rocket League podcast, which is
exactly. That was just my wish you were beer.
Yeah.
You should have seen him before the show, though.
That was a teaser for
walking back and forth between the TV because it's like right there.
Yes, I may have been playing Rocket League before
and
the show
I was like
started.
trying to like get the glasses and the beers and that sort of thing because he was like, I gotta win this game, and he's like, "Fuck, suck," and he's like, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm glad I married this person." Or I guess we'll play.
Let's not get out of hand.
You still got time. You're not married yet.
I do have time. I haven't even set a date yet.
Hold on, Phil. You promised me that we would find out what this is all about.
I wish golf was beer because I have never fucking hurt myself drinking beer.
I think we drink differently.
Yeah. I have been drinking before.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Fair.
Yeah. Fair.
But it's so pathetic that I hurt myself playing golf, too, because it's such a manly sport. You know, it's just one of those physically tough sports that, like, everyone really...
Gotta be really fit to play.
So I was gonna... Yeah, pretty much. I was going to play a round of golf, and I was like, you know what? Let me warm up. Let me just go to the driving range. And that's where I fucking hurt myself, is the driving range of all places, too.
So you didn't even get to play?
I didn't even get to play. I have carried... When I started this road trip, I was like, I'm going to take up a corner of the car with my golf clubs. That is a lot of space. Because I was like, I'm going to play golf across the country. I played in wherever I was, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Come out here, I was going to play. Go out, I'm like, I gotta warm up first. Let's go to the driving range. I'm there by myself. There's like 2 dudes in front of me, and the first hit was just like into the ground, and I was just like, ow. I was like, ugh, I'm warming up. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
At the driving range, they've got 2 ropes, so it's basically like a real grass driving range. So you have to hit between the 2 ropes.
Right.
So I'm like going front to back to like leave the least amount of divot space.
Sure.
I went too far back. I go to swing, and the club gets stuck behind the rope. And so the club flies back into my hand and just jams my finger. I think my whole wrist is broken and so of course I've got these 2 bros in front of me who hear me go like, ow!
I hurt my finger.
My finger, you know. And I'm just like this lone dude by himself, and a driving range.
I'm sure you're dressed like an idiot because you normally play golf. And
of course I'm dressed like an idiot.
Little cap with a ball on top of it.
Of course. 100%. I've got my rangefinder. I look like a real nerd.
You're either hunting turkeys or trying to find your golf ball.
So I hurt my finger, and now I don't know when I get to play golf again.
I love it.
Although I will say I did have balls left in the bag, which is another podcast I do on late Saturday nights. But I did have some balls left, so I kept playing with the broken finger because I was like, I'm not going to waste these.
True story.
Probably just made it worse.
Made it way worse. Yeah. I love 2 things. One, that there's somewhere there is closed caption footage of you getting tied up in a rope in front of 2 bros. You're like, it's good. It's just my finger. I ain't wasting this bag of balls, though. That's my Thursday podcast.
I'm tough. I'm going to just keep going because if I walk away,
you'll
know I'm hurt.
Get out of this.
Have you seen this beard? I've got it.
So yeah. That's my wish you were beer.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we gotta read Barrows.
Oh yeah.
Allergies. That
Yeah.
way I would know what I'm having as opposed to writing my eulogy every time I sneeze in times of COVID.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Allergies are
Still-
COVID. Allergies are COVID.
Exactly. We're both vaccinated, and like even still, like a lot of the restrictions have lifted in our area. Anywhere, I'm like, I have to sneeze. I hold it in, like my head's gonna, because I don't want anybody to hear me sneeze. I don't want them to think it's a problem.
No, we were somewhere, but like a week ago, I think it was while we were in the Poconos, and he sneezed, and it was like this like weird convulsion thing.
Because I
And
held it all in.
And I was like, "Are you okay? What just happened?"
I just didn't want everybody to think like COVID for everyone.
Like I thought like
Yeah.
there was like B
Like
or
I'm the Mary
something. Like I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Everyone's like, oh shit, gotta go get tested.
True story. Don't worry, I got that this morning.
Which is what everyone says after they've hung out with Daniel anyways, but
Yeah, but they all win. They get an A, a B, 2 C's. Hepatitis.
wink.
Wink. Hey, got the down at the free clinic. That's our Will Ferrell podcast. It's on Saturday.
It's only 20 minutes long. It's real quick. Guys,
right.
what are we doing next week?
Yes.
Pride episode.
Yes.
Hold on, I got a
Pride episode.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So this episode is going, if you go onto YouTube and you go to this episode, it's already posted for next week. It's listed 10 beers that were part of the Pride queer beer box from Hop Culture that we purchased. And we are going to go over, we're going to rate one of them.
Yeah.
Like on the show live.
Correct.
Live, we're going to do one, which is Vote from DC Brau.
Correct.
Mhm.
And if you can get any of the beers, though, join us because we'll probably talk about them all because I think we're going to drink them between now and then.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm excited for this episode. Or if you can't find any of those beers, please find a beer from the queer community. Find
a beer that supports that community.
Yes.
Find a beer that's made from a brewer in that community.
Right.
That should not be
Yes.
that difficult anymore.
Especially in June, especially.
Correct.
Like everyone that releases those beers, they get released now.
Yep.
Yes.
So one, if you don't find one of the queer beer boxes, let us know what you're drinking, and we'll see if we can find it and support them as well. And then two, for everyone who did get the box and they participated in the actual event, I apologize, but tough luck. You'll hopefully remember what you drank. We were unable to participate, so we ended up doing it at a time where Phil would be able to do the Pride episode with us.
Correct.
So,
Yes. But we're finishing off. It's the end of Pride Month.
yes.
We're going to do a Pride episode. We're going to go over those beers. I'm excited because we decided now to like start drinking them because those have been sitting there forever.
I know. They've
I
been
can't
in the
wait.
do not drink section of the fridge for almost 3 weeks now, and I am pissed.
They're so pretty. They're all the rainbows, and I just want to drink them all.
I'm also excited about that Dominguez mimosa one because you guys had a mimosa sour recently, and I'm like, oh, there's one of those in there, so I'm gonna get that one.
The ladies who lunch.
Yes.
Oh,
I never want to be a lady who lunches.
but it was good.
I'll make my own damn money.
So next week we got our Pride episode. We do have our calendar updated, I think, through September at this point. So we've got a lot of beers coming up. So go to wishyouwerebeershow.com. Our calendar is on there of what we are drinking in the future. And I will get the rest up on YouTube eventually. But go to that calendar. That's the place to do it. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
We're
Great.
great.
Right.
Are we good?
Beer show.
Beer show.